Welcome back, y'all. The time has come. I'm done teasing y'all. It's actually time to get started on actually doing stuff to put the turbo in. So I'm breaking this up into a little mini series.
Are you sure about that?
We're gonna get started. Got the Civic in the garage. I need to jack it up. We'll have to take off exhaust, oil pan. Just gonna get into it. How'd y'all? So to get this off, kind of have to take the exhaust off. So zip this off and this off. So now it's time to tackle all these nuts and bolts. Gonna get those all zipped off. All right, so don't know when it stopped recording. Got the oil pan off. It's crazy to look at this since I haven't seen it since like 2020, whenever I built this. So crazy. See the connecting rods, old pickup tube. There's not really any staining or anything. Gasket was real wet coming out, so I don't think that was really holding much of the liquid inside of the pan, and it was just pushing its way out. With the exhaust out of the way and even the oil pan, we can go ahead and test fit manifold. Ran into our first problem. So even though I've taken out the AC compressor itself, even just the bracket is in the way. So I'll go ahead and get that taken out. That just also gets rid of one of our torque mounts, since what it does is it connects from the AC bracket over and then up to the frame rail. Now we can see if it'll fit. Something I wasn't expecting to have to do. Let's get rid of power steering. That or take a decent chunk out of the bracket. So before I move any further with cutting that, I want to make sure my wastegate's going to fit. I'll get you a little look-see. This is what we're looking like. So I want to make sure that the actual flange of the wastegate here, you can see the spacing that I have for the wastegate. Also see if that big-ass turbo that I have will even fit right here, or if I'm going to have to like cut part of this radiator support to fit it, which I'm kind of thinking I might have to, because the whole turbo sits right here. So we're going to go grab that and see. I'm going to start with the turbo since that's easy to be seen. Okay, that fits fine. Yeah, we're good there. So that fits in nicely. Be real nice to figure something out here, so I don't have to get rid of power steering. So what's really causing an issue is that support, and I could possibly cut just a little bit out. Really just this piece here is hitting the real thin section here. So with the turbo manifold installed, what I'm about to do is hop underneath, put in one nut or bolt, whatever, to hold the oil pan up. So we'll mark it and then get that drilled out for the oil bung. Should be it. Let's check. What's up, y'all? I cut out a big portion of what I recorded of this, but wanted to still show a little of what I ended up doing here. I took way too long measuring and grinding the power steering bracket behind runner 1 when I ended up just cutting that part off. You'll see that here shortly. I still have the 2 bolts that connect to the head and the block, but just not that third one. While I've got your attention, if you're liking the video so far, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new here, and leave a comment down below. It's the best way to help grow the channel. Thank you. I love you. Now back to the video. Alright, y'all. As you can see, I got it cut. You know, we still have these 2 mounting bolts. Now it's time to see if that still interferes with it at all. If not, we're sending it. I'm gonna have to paint this, and then as well as this, I'm gonna have to paint down here where I've also shaved this for the wastegate to fit. So gonna get onto that. So I found this just on my shelf, and that's what I'm covering this up with. So I just threw some paper towels, and I'm about to just spray this down here too. Wowie zowie. So yeah, we got all types of clearance, of course. Now, we don't have to get rid of power steering. So, the two crises that we've had are averted. I just want to throw the turbo on and the wastegate just to give y'all a little sneak peek of what's to come. And then this just gets nestled down in here. So we got room to set it and even rotate it. You know, I had the thought of poking a hole through here and having just the wastegate just dump straight out of here. Because I don't want a hood exit, because then water and all the elements. But thought about this. So my car can breathe fire a little bit straight out the front. But then under boost, then it would just suck straight exhaust straight into the radiator. And you know, and then increasing all the engine bay temps. So I don't know what your guys' thoughts. Because my other option really is just dump it straight to the ground, which also could be cool, just having flames shoot out the bottom, but I don't know. I was thinking about out the front. So I would just rotate this bad boy like that and just have a straight pipe just come straight out the front. I don't know. All right, y'all, we got him back. Super excited. Again, William did great work. I just want to give him a shout out. Thank you again, William. Doing amazing work, getting me in real fast and getting the parts welded and returned to me in a day. So huge shout out to him. He's really the reason that my car currently runs now, because I had messed up the Y8 intake manifold, drilled a hole in the wrong side of it, took it to him, got it fixed up. So really that's how my car is running now, is because of him. So thanks again. If you're in the Kansas City area, I'll put his information down in the description. He does stainless, just carbon steel, cast iron, aluminum, and he does custom fabrication and repair. So I'll put his information down below. We'll get a look at these. Super excited because it's the next piece of the puzzle to getting it running again. So, and to have it turboed this time. Got it all nice welded. And the same with the flange here. So next is getting these things installed and then mounting up the turbo to the manifold, the wastegate to the manifold finally, instead of just having me having to hold it there. Then we're going to start plumbing lines. We're on the home stretch, basically. We do still have to touch on the intercooler piping, but I'm going to try and attempt that, and hopefully I don't mess it up. But we're almost there.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Before I go in installing anything, I'm going to throw a couple coats of the same spray paint that I have, just so that this doesn't rust. So I'm going to scuff this up, throw this cap on here just to protect the threads, and then just spray a bit around there, just because this is mild steel, so it'll rust if I just leave it bare like this. Got that all painted up. Hopefully it doesn't rust. So time to throw it back on the car to start mocking up the lines. So mainly the drain line. I'll see you over there. All right, y'all. So I've went ahead and installed the oil pan. I'm gonna get a couple of these nuts thrown on here just so that it holds in place. We have the newly welded on bung down there. We got an air gap on both sides, so that's nice. What I'm gonna do is just take a bit of this here, unbend it, and then I'm gonna just pull out a bit and see just roughly how much I'll need. Cut it from this, and then from there we can do the final cut to size on the turbo. Did I really need to move it that little? No. Was it bugging me? Yes. So if you've seen my fuel line video, which you should have, don't know why you haven't, but if you haven't, go check it out. I don't know where it's at right now. I'll even do you a solid and link to it at the end of this video. But if you've seen my other video, you know how simple it is basically to put AN lines together. And these are even simpler because they're not PTFE and they don't have an olive that you have to shove in. So since this was just came already pre-cut here and taped, that's to help with the fraying. So what you'll want to do is take that off and then put this on. And you'll want to shove it all the way down until it's flush. And then it also helps if you twist it. So I think we're there. So if you can see. And so the hose is touching the fitting because it has like a lip on it where the threads start. So once you get it there, you just want to lube up the threads, and then you're just gonna start it. And then what this does is, since this collar basically is around the tube for the hose, this is going inside of it, and you're forcing it out against the walls of this. And then you're also tightening it all down. So once it gets to a spot that it doesn't want to continue easily with just hand tightening, that's when we throw it in here, tighten it, and grab one of my AN wrenches. It's okay if you don't have an AN wrench, just an adjustable wrench with some tape on it also is fine. And then what we're going to do is just tighten it. And then I'm just holding the bottom to make sure that it doesn't press out, and just that this is being forced inside of it rather than forcing the hose out of the backside. Okay, so we're getting close. And with AN lines, you don't want them touching. You want there to be a very, very small gap in between the bottom and the top of the fitting. So I go until I have like a fingernail gap in between. So there's that gap I was talking about. Literally just enough for me to like shove my fingernail in there. Now we can go throw this into the engine bay and tighten it down to the oil pan. Once we do that, we'll grab some of this here capped on tape. Once we get the measurement, we'll wrap it, cut it, put the other fitting on, and then we'll have our drain line for our turbo. That's crazy to say. There it is, our teeny weeny. Some might say it's average, some might say it's giant. But our little oil return line. So what you're looking at is the oil sending unit / oil pressure gauge switch thingy thing that I've put in. But what we're gonna do is take this out and put in the -4 AN fitting to build the oil feed line off of. A little bit on here. now that that's in there, we can hook up the line from back there and run it up. So I want this to have priority over the coolant lines because those aren't technically necessary. Connected, so we got the oil line ran up to here. And then I've also done a few other things, just prepping. So I've gotten this coolant line fitting on there, and this will be shoved back there. I've also have it marked already. Similarly with this one, also have this connected, and then that's going to be ran there with this 90 fitting right there. So, and I also have that one marked. So I'm going to make these lines. I'm not going to connect them yet just because I will have to drain the coolant, but all the lines are almost ran. All right, so we got that. That lines up nicely. Then we got this one. It's coming together. Wow, it's crazy. Last night I actually was, when I was doing that, I literally just sat here for like 5 minutes just staring at it, thinking that this is really, it's really happening. Like, this is really just a dream thought that I had 5 years ago, sitting with my cousin, just talking about, oh, I should get a Honda Civic and turbo it. I'm doing that. That's just, you know, follow your dreams. Even if it takes a while, just follow them. Crazy. We're back again. We got another piece to the puzzle. We got a new coupler. It's a 70 millimeter to 60. So like 2.5 to like 3, which is going to go in between here and here. I need to figure this out. For this to be parallel and pushed in all the way, it needs some space here. Right there, we're going to have to trim some. And then the same thing over there, we're going to have to trim some of the body. So I've marked it up behind. And then mark like, and then just mark. So I just did a little test mark. So we're right there. All right, y'all. So with that, go ahead and tighten this up. You know, I kind of cut a little too much as I measured the gap to basically give me that shape that I'm wanting. And I've just thrown, so I used some of that extra pipe to cut off 26-ish millimeters. Pretty nice, pretty nice. We're solid. For a second there, I was definitely thinking about, you know, giving up, but I took multiple breaks and now we're here. From throttle body to intercooler is done. I still need to figure out what I'm doing there, and I just got this side all cut up in the spots. We got it cut here and fit up. We got it cut here and fit up. Also for the front, or like directly off of here. So I'm going to take it apart and show you. So this is coming from the turbo. That's exactly what I didn't want to happen. It just comes that much down from the turbo, then kicks out. Similar thing, shortening this elbow up. And then this one, of course, just connects to that other half of the U that goes towards and actually connects to the intercooler. We got it all welded up. About to see how it fits. Feels real nice. I'm quite happy. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna sit in here as best as I can and make it straight and then just send it. You know what? It's not the prettiest weld. What I gotta say is, like, my first official weld on something, I'm quite proud of myself. I'm gonna find the tool to be able to snip these off, and then we'll get to doing that. What I'm gonna do is mark, like, at the angle that the grill is, cut it, flip that, and then it'll basically end up as a straight. So if you can think of it, it got cut off like this. What we're gonna do is just flip it and then get it lined up how we want. And so it'll turn and be like a 90, so that one, it comes out of the actual grill, but also so that it has protection so that rain doesn't just go straight down in it. Today we're making the exhaust system. So I'm back again. What you're about to watch is a conglomerate of different revisions I did to end at the final product. I knew I wanted a bumper exit with a teardrop on the end. Turns out a bit unconventional, but is what I came up with the space and tools I have. My biggest issue was my traction bar support things. I don't know the term for them, but you'll see. I ended up just taking them off so I could finish this and be able to drive it around and not have to worry about clearance issues. If I need them in the future, I will figure something out, but until then, I'm leaving them off. Yes, there is a little mess up. However, it gives it character. Again, this needs cut. But then it'll just give it that little flare and stick out enough. Good. So I'm going to just trim those out as best as I can to make them straight. And so I'll have a teardrop shape in my bumper. I'm okay. Are y'all okay? I'd recommend you not jacking up on your tire since it can spin. That's what we just learned right there. So don't do that. Oh shit. I don't know, but there's a crack right there. I'm so glad I got that. Even though these have replaceable lens covers, I still put a protector over that cover. And now that cover has a crack in it. Or the protector over the cover has a crack in it now. So, yay. So we've got everything tightened down. And I have it lined up, marked already. So I'm going to go ahead and move my ground, attach it to the end that's sticking out of the bumper, and then just throw a couple tacks down with the assistance of my wife. We were able to get this welded up. The only thing top side, connect these, but then I still need to do the wiring for this and then change the map sensor out. But other than that, we're done. We're turboed. There's a turbo in this car now. And we got a bumper exit and a grill exit for the wastegate. I don't think there's much more I could ask for other than get it tuned. installing the studs, and I just wanted to pop in here to what we're gonna do is the double nut method. We got 2 nuts on here. I'm about to crank these things together. Just tighten them once so you get nice and tight, and then you're able to throw them in whatever you're installing them in and torque them down. We could see that it struggled, but I got that little clip for you so that we could see it actually squirting out. So I'm gonna get this connected, do the same thing, and then get this bad boy started.
Several days later.
I'm about to write the map because I had to update the map sensor to say Hondata, the 4-bar. Gonna just send that, and then I'm gonna pass this over to my wife, and then we're gonna just try and start it. It may start a little rough, but we'll see. So I'm just reconnecting the injectors, distributor. Okay, I'm about to start it. We're spinning at idle. It's just purring. It really ain't. What's my AFRs? We're solid. We're at 14.3, 14.5. I'm just gonna let it warm up, check for leaks, coolant, oil. You probably can't even see me here. Because right now I'm just trying to make sure that it works, there's no leaks, and I can bleed the coolant system. And then tomorrow I will probably be trying to tune it just a little bit so I can drive it a little bit. I might have to add a little fuel. It's going a little lean. Is that shadow? No, that's oil.
Oh, wow. Let's...
So I need to figure out where that's coming from. Oh, things can't go perfect, I guess. Well, it's okay. It's turboed. I just gotta figure out where that leak is. Oh no, I think it's right there. All right. Oh yeah, it's definitely coming from down there. Don't know if you can see that. There's definitely a pool on the back of the block. Right there. So yeah, it's coming from the feed line at the block. Oh.
The next day.
Alright y'all, we're back. So the leak, I got that fixed. It just was the fitting on the back needed to be tightened. So right now I'm just letting it warm up. We're already at 151 coolant temps. So just letting everything warm up, make sure that the coolant's bled and has no leaks in it, and making sure that our oil still has no leaks. So just letting it rock and warm up and everything burn off. Basically, I don't know if you're able to hear me, we basically got rock solid AFRs at idle here. I can't stop grinning. I really can't. But after the fan turns off, if you can hear me, I'm gonna give y'all a little rev, just a little bit. I don't want to cause any issues. I've thrown a little map on there, but it'll definitely need some more tweaking. I also need 91 because we don't get 93 here, so need to get 91. Don't know how I'm gonna really drain this 87 out, but I'll figure it out. So the fan is probably off, so I'm gonna flip y'all around. Give y'all a little rev. We there. Just need it tuned. Love y'all. I don't know, but we got oil. AFRs is running. We Gucci. No leaks. I did that. Again, shout out my welder. I'll throw his information in the description. I don't know how many videos this is going to be, or if I'm just going to give it to y'all in one big video that y'all can watch it in steps. It's probably what I'll do. So, love you guys so much for everything that y'all do, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing this, and I'll catch you in the next one when it's time to tune it for big power. See y'all.